Hey guys, it is YeanlingLoki0, bringing you another, AoE game, but this time it is a post-com, unfortunately. I like doing live comms, but, the problem was this time that I was playing in the game, and as some of you may know, at least in my opinion, it is difficult to play and commentate at the same time in an RTS, merely because as you're talking, you're slowing down your actions, your APM goes down, and basically, yeah, it's just hard to multitask, although it does help you justify your actions to yourself, which would theoretically be a good thing. Anyway, back to the game. You see my my build here with Babylon. I mean, maybe I wouldn't call it a build, but the way I'm gathering from these hunts here is a little different from how you would gather from other Civ hunts. Rather than putting a storehouse centrally in the middle of the hunt and spreading my villagers out, I'm just going to put my villagers onto one of them, all of them, next to the ox cart. And when this hunt is done, the ox cart and the villagers will move on to the next one. It's actually more efficient, as you may imagine, than a standard storehouse system, merely because all the villagers don't have to travel once they gather their goods. Yeah, so this is equal footing, I believe. So I'm looking for some other hunts. I actually did not do a great job of finding hunts this game, but it was a pretty close game, even though it didn't last too long. I think you'll see how close it is, and maybe that would have changed if I had gathered for my hunts, but who knows. Anyway, my opponent is a pretty good player. AnTaurusN, I think is the way you say his name. I was tempted to say AnTaurus, but AnTaurus makes much more sense. And he's been in the top of the leaderboard, I believe. But yeah, it's a good game. We have a spectator who is new to the AoE community, but I think he enjoyed the game. He said it was interesting for him to watch. Yeah, scouting out my opponent here, going around the wood line to get some recon on the back of his base, and you can see that I started out with my wood villagers on the tree line close to my base, but then I moved them out onto the wood line when I got 3 of them. And that's because I found that I've found in the past that 3 villagers are the maximum for gathering from one of these trees close to your base. I dropped a barracks here. I sort of regret that. I don't know why I did that. I think I was just trying to, I don't know. I figured if he scouted that, it would make him a little nervous, and I could get some spearmen out, or some early, what are they called? Those tanky infantry that don't do much damage, and they're not too good for raiding, but yeah, I regret that move. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I think it paid off ultimately because he also dropped the barracks, so I got some defense out pretty early. Otherwise, I could have been pushed off pumps, all that stuff. Yeah, see, there's his racks. Yeah. Anyway, I think the best start for this matchup is probably double range, unless they go stables, in which case racks is the way to go. Yeah. So my temple going up, or I guess it's a ziggurat. Excuse me. Gonna drop a house. Make a little bit of a wall here. Yeah, and not too much going on right now. We'll see. I think I'm going to drop stables as soon as that temple. Sorry, a range as soon as the temple builds with this villager, probably. Yeah. Neither of us really got units out that fast in this game. I'm more used to the. I don't know. I'm a bigger Egyptian player than Babylonian, and that's why I didn't have the build worked out too well. I think now I would know more what to do, which would be to drop a range first, even though I'm less vulnerable for that age 1. I think Babylon can go for a pretty fast age up. especially considering that if you scout a Rax, you can still be training villagers to build what are they called? A barracks or something. Yeah, so I'm gonna send those 2 shield people down map, and I don't think they accomplish very much. I think I might scout deny him, but even that's not that. I mean, I guess it's a big deal. I should get some archers training pretty quickly. Yeah, there's one archer. It's not that much of an advantage, but yeah, those bowmen, although they're much weaker than Persian bowmen, I think probably your best bet against Greece. And if they don't get a lot of spearmen, you can put down a stable. Or probably even if they do, you should get a stable out. And like many people have said, you want a pretty mixed composition with Babylon, which is why putting down a Rax, even though I regret that decision in Age 1, was probably not that big of a deal, since I'm gonna need that Rax anyway later on. Yeah, so just putting some houses down to cover my wood line. Yeah, I lost one guy there. That was not a good fight for me, but I'm getting some archers out now, so I'll be able to deal with those Hippospists. And I have a decent tank line, although I would rather be horses than shield bearers. Yeah, I think I should go for one of the ziggurat upgrades. Yeah, that's a little blunder right there. You should always try to keep your mobile storehouse on the inside of your defensive structures. Yeah, and you can see I have all my military buildings into squad or control group, and that's, I mean, I know a lot of people do that, but that's always a good thing to do, just because you can be watching a battle, microing units, but at the same time, training new units to come and take their place. It's especially helpful with a fast train civ like Egypt. Even Babylon can get like that at some points, although the Babylonian units are a bit stronger than the Egyptian ones. And I believe I'm going to try to pull off some kind of pincer thing here, but it does not go very well for me. I like to raid a lot. I don't really have a good raiding composition here. I would prefer to have Lancers, mainly because my opponent is using primarily Hippospists, and they're also fast, cavalry, you know, good for raiding. I'm going to try to hit this gold mine here, but I accidentally hit the hippo and alert him or something. Anyway, it does not go well for me, but still, it's not, whatever. It's a small thing. As you can see, I'm leading in a power bar pretty well right at this point in the game. Yeah, so I'm gonna go there, but holy shit, that is a big force. I'm gonna send my 2 squad away, and I should have I shouldn't have gone for those villagers then. Just retreat, pull his forces away, and I thought I could come in from the bottom. I think I did a bit of damage here. I don't want to give it away too much, I'm sorry. Let's see what happens. So yeah, totally unprotected. I was very psyched at that moment. I believe I screamed very loudly. Yeah, Rifting Held likes that. Said a little chat. Should not have engaged right there. I don't know why I did that. Lancer's coming in good. Okay, I retreated because I saw. I guess that was not the point that I was excited at, because that did not go very well. But anyway, now I got, I think, a double stable up. Yeah, and I have a lot of vital villagers. That's not very nice. But anyway, I have a lot of bowmen, a lot of lancers coming. That is 2 houses. Okay. I'm not really out of pop right now, but I retreat to base, knowing that he's probably going to come at me, and I want to just mass my forces close to where I can, what's it called, close to where I can reinforce them. I kill that hippo using my scout as a tank. You should always do that if you're killing something that does damage with your villagers. With Babylon, you can even use your mobile storehouse as a tank, because it has a good amount of health. That's just because you don't want your villagers to die. I mean, generally you should be killing those with military units, but let's say they're out in the middle of nowhere, which probably is not a good thing on its own, but for me that was the reality. I decided to use my scout as a tank, which is, I'm pretty good unless you're worried about your scout's health. Yeah, so drop a garden, another garden. Yeah, I think around 9 minutes is decent time for a garden. Again, I don't know much about Babylon, but yeah, this battle goes pretty well. Oh, I am ruining things again. I'm sorry. I'll stop doing that. I should get these shield bearers out around the tank line of Taurus and into the archers there, but I did not do that. That's alright. So I'm gonna move my archers away from those evil Seri things. My archers are pretty vulnerable to Seris. Seris are anti-range cavalry. I do not want to encounter those people in the wild. Yeah, so I'm going to beat back his army there. Pretty decisive victory. That's the magic of being close to home when you're fighting. At the same time, you can't really sit back too much because you need to control resources around the map. I mean, obviously, that's pretty basic. So the real art of any RTS is deciding when to attack, when to stay back. And in AoE, I think it's generally best to be on the offensive, but in that particular scenario, not being aggressive paid off. Sitting back, chasing that one Hippospis, and I wanna watch my economy before I fully engage the people. I'm gonna pull back. That was a good move. I don't think I could have taken that force right there. I'm researching the healing tech. You can see right here. And once that researches, I'll be able to engage fully. And once I get all my villagers unidled, yeah. What do I do with these guys? Just put them on these deer up here. And again, those deer aren't killed, but you know it'll still harvest them. It's fine. Maybe I should have sent my scout up to help them out with that. Anyway, gonna drop a house. Makes sense. Get those people off the turtle position on the berry bush, and since I just pushed up, I can go up, harvest that hunt before he can get it. Yeah, so I thought about going around, but I decided, oh, look at those units so vulnerable. I'll just kill them. And you can see I basically destroyed his tank line before his archers can get any hits on my horses. Yeah, this went pretty well. You know, picked off those spearmen, and all of a sudden, he is left with pure archers. I should not have pushed my horses so much. I decided to go for the building, which allows him to get a volley on these horses right here. Not good. Anyway, this is still a nice battle right here. You can see, I believe the Taxotes are a bit stronger than my bowmen. I don't really know the stats for sure. Pretty even in numbers at the beginning of the battle. Doing a number on me, but at the same time there is a Seri there, so. Okay, more bowmen, that's not good. I'm going to retreat all the way back to my base, and that's what I'm thinking at this point. Let's see if he follows me. Okay, so I have a bit of a tank line coming in with some big shield people and some lancers with cones on their spears. Very nice vanity gear, in my opinion. I like that construction theme. Villagers. And I should drop a TC. Saw my population pretty low. Yeah. And basically, a lot of people like to build their houses in more, right next to each other in more wall fashion. I know I wall with some of my houses, but I also like to spread them out a bit just so I get line of sight over the area around my base. I think that's always a plus. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Looks like I'm trying to be a little ninja. Oh, look at that, picking off the house. see if I get a second one before he's like, holy shit, he's taking off the buildings. Yeah, there's... Goodbye, Mr. Sari. Even though I take a few losses in exchange for that Sari, maybe only one loss, I think it's definitely worth it because the Saris are the only real unit that he has that pose a threat to my archer ball. Do I have any slingers mixed in with that? Yeah, I do. That's good because he has a ton of archers. I mean, obviously I have that shield thing. I don't even know what to call that. I've failed too many times at saying that. More bowmen. I should have a couple more factories, I think. Looking back on this. Another TC going in there. Ooh, that's a battle. See, I thought I would have the advantage at this point in the fight because I have a lot of slingers mixed in, but a ton of archers. And also he has these Saris coming in. That is not good. So I retreat and get out of it, I believe. I'm sorry to give this away. I feel like a horrible host commentator because I know what's going to happen. I'm just ruining it. Anyway, pretty suspenseful, right? Sort of, no. Yeah. I get away pretty unscathed from that battle, even though I lost some in the fighting. When I'm retreating, he doesn't really pick off anybody, I don't think. Yeah, I get away pretty well. Yeah, well. 4 Lancers, that's about it. Other than that, just an Archer Ball. See, I'm not that good at archers in AoE. I'm maybe not good isn't the right word. But I play Egypt a lot, and you don't really see too many slinger balls. I mean, obviously, sometimes you do if you're fighting an archer ball, but generally, you know, it's not that big of a strategy. So this is a little bit new to me, as you can probably tell. Why? Okay. So, tower. Rallying my units back here to prepare for the oncoming horde of evil people. Let's see if I think the tower goes up. Starting to give things away again. I feel horrible. Yeah. I don't have any archers. Oh, come on. I thought I wanted. Anyway, I don't have any archers, so can't really pick up those hypers. I have spearmen, so I think I killed. Okay, this lancer should target the hypers. Obviously, I am not microing them very well. Got a couple of archers with their slingers to kill the hyper possible. And AnTaurusN, nah, I used to be a rank 4 and maybe 1, and at this point, I think the game is basically over. And I could have survived this, probably. But, I resigned. Briefly. Yeah. This is basically cheating. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. You know, I'm not too experienced at either Babylon or Postcom, so do not eat too much. I mean, I uploaded it even though it's a loss, just because I thought it was a pretty good game. Yeah, hope you enjoy. Let me know if you learned anything. Happy AoEing.